Surprise! We've sent Dylan and Bengt packing, or rather Christmas shopping.
Beat their sorry asses.
So we took out of the studio to talk about Christmas games because, you know, given the season, it feels appropriate.
Sure.
There's been a lot of Christmas games over the years.
Yeah.
Not many recent ones, but there are some proper classics actually out there.
The games we have selected are not necessarily classics, I would say.
Some of them
but
are.
Yeah, I would like to start out with one of my favorites, which is you have to remember its full name. It's James Bond 2, Operation Robocop from the Amiga, and its Christmas relation is that the bad guy has actually taken over Santa's Christmas shack. So he's making all kinds of weird toys, and as this Commissioner Robocop, you have to take it back. And not only is the Christmas setting really fantastic, it was also a really crackingly good platform for the Amiga when it was released.
Also on PC actually.
And Super Nintendo, but the Amiga was the original one. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Christmas Lemmings was pretty much a tradition every holiday for the early 90s. I think there was a Lemmings Christmas game every year from 91 to 95 or something like that.
Again, originated on the Amiga, I would like to say.
I don't know about that. I played it on PC. But it was pretty much basically just Lemmings, again and again and again, even more Lemmings, with a Christmas theme and all the usual Lemming mechanics. And some pretty tough levels, actually, if I remember right, at least in some of the games. Nice little festive game.
And it was Lemmings.
Lemmings was awesome. Lemmings is actually coming back now.
Yeah?
Yeah, they just released a new Lemming game for PlayStation Mobile.
Awesome stuff.
For free, actually, which is sweet. That's
okay.
all I have about Lemmings.
Ready to Rumble is the next game I would like to mention. And again, it's sort of key to my experience with the whole Dreamcast launch. It was kind of that, and the original Sonic Adventure game was the two great games for the Dreamcast when it launched. And it had this setting that if you put it to, I believe it was the 25th of December, you would actually see, a new boxing ring with Santa on top of it, and costumes and everything. And it was just like a small bonus. It didn't really matter for the game, but it was kind of sweet and on top of a really good game. So,
Knight's Christmas.
Yes.
Nights into Dreams was one of the defining games of the Sega Saturn. Probably one of the best games that Team Sonic has ever done.
Agreed.
And there was this obscure Christmas version that was only sold with a few selected Saturn Christmas bundles, and then included with a limited number of Saturn magazines.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty much impossible to get a hold of. Or at least it was until earlier this year when Nights was re-released on Xbox Live and PSN, and they included the Christmas game.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. My next game, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing in itself is a pretty amazing game in that it almost plays off every sort of vacation and theme of the year, and of course that also includes Christmas, where you'll just see all the characters that you know and love celebrating Christmas with snow and everything. It's the cutest game probably ever made by Nintendo, and the whole Christmas vibe just makes it even sweeter.
The first Shenmue is a Christmas game in the same way that the first Die Hard movie is a Christmas movie, because the game starts at the end of November in some 1980 year, I can't remember right now. And as you progress, it becomes December, and people around you start putting out Christmas decorations. People dressed up as Santa Claus shows up in the streets, stuff like that. So even though it's not really Christmassy, it's still technically a Christmas game.
Yeah. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. Mostly because it's probably one of the strangest Christmas games ever made, in that it's based on a really known franchise, of course, but it's kind of a Devil May Cry action game with a Christmas setting. I don't really know who came up with that idea, but it's there, and you can still play it. I believe it was only released for the PlayStation 2, so go out and look for it.
Home Alone.
Oh yes, of course.
The movie based on, or the game based on the movie, of course. It's also a Christmas game, because it takes place during Christmas.
And was it any good?
I played the PC version, and I guess I was 9 at the time, 9 or 10, and I loved it.
Yeah.
The game on PC, I think the console version, the Sega Mega Drive version, was actually a bigger game with more stuff. But the PC version has you running around your house. sort of 2D platform style, setting up traps, and then the burglars arrive, and then you run around the house trying to avoid them and make them go into the traps, and then you defeat them, and you win, or you get caught and you lose.
You obviously played it a lot.
Yeah, I played a lot, yes.
Yeah.
I was also mesmerized by the graphics back then because it had stills from the film in a 1992 PC game. A glorious 256 color VGA graphics was amazing at the time.
Yeah.
A time before Doom and proper graphics.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah. Snatcher, which is Kojima Productions game, and was kind of the in-between game that really set Hideo Kojima up as this big game producer who had a different vision of what games could be. And it was a graphic adventure. I believe it was first released on a Sega Mega CD, maybe. It was cyberpunk. It was pretty much Kojima who had went and seen Blade Runner and
Metal Gear Santa.
Yes, more or less. And it was set during December, and there was, I believe, one of the bad guys actually, had a costume that reminded just a teeny tiny bit of Santa. So it's really, really strange. It's still a great game, but the Christmas references in the game are pretty strange. Still there though. Yeah.
I don't have any more Christmas games.
I have one though. And I haven't played this myself, it's just the most obscure game. Days Before Christmas, where you actually play Santa. And the really strange thing about it is because it's this just ordinary platform game, but you can make Santa drink coffee and he will turn into Anti-Santa. Yes. and Anti-Santa's favorite pastime? Beating up small Smurfs. Smurf-like creatures with his gifts. I've only seen it in the video form, but it is the sort of game that sells itself in December, and I really want to play it now.
What platform was it for?
I believe Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive.
One. Yeah. Well, that's it for us. We're kicking it to another indie darling, and after that, Emily has a new competition for you.
Hi, I'm Chris King from Paradox, and I'd like to give a shout out to John Tiller's Battleground Waterloo. It's an old school war game, but it's still available, and it's basically one of the early war games I played on a PC, and I loved it then, and I actually rebought it recently because I love it now, and I'm still playing it, and I recommend it to anyone. Thanks.
Hi, I'm back with a question. In what country is the post-apocalyptic crater set? As always, write me an email at xmas@gamereactor.eu for a chance to win Crater on Steam. Make sure we get your email before 12 noon tomorrow, Central European Time.